The dramatic collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank in the US, followed by Credit Suisse's troubles in Switzerland, have underscored new risks to global banking. These developments may also force a rethink on systemically important institutions. In India, the Reserve Bank, or RBI, releases a list of domestic systemically important banks, or D-SIBs, every year. The one released this year remained the same as last year. State Bank of India, or SBI, comes in at the pole position, followed by HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank. But the order of banks by asset size has changed after the government merged 4 sets of state-run banks in 2018, while SBI and HDFC Bank continue to occupy the top 2 slots. Bank of Baroda and Punjab National Bank come in next, with ICICI Bank following them at 5. Is it time to relook at the D-SIBs rostrum? The matter is said to have figured in internal meetings of the RBI's supervisory department after the merger of state-run banks. In July 2014, RBI released a framework for dealing with D-SIBs, which said the methodology for assessing the systemic importance of banks and identifying them will be reviewed on a regular basis. This review will be at least once in 3 years. Moreover, the D-SIBs framework said nothing about keeping the number of systemically important banks at just 3. Even in 2014, the RBI stated that this list may have 4 to 6 banks in various buckets. Here is what Ravi Duvuru, partner at Duvuru and Reddy and a member of the second regulatory review authority set up by the RBI, has to say.
If you look at what has happened recently in the SVB Bank case, SVB Bank is not rated as systematically important bank, and it was not put through the stress test by Fed Reserve. Yet it collapsed, and it could have led to a contingent effect, but thanks to the timely intervention of the regulator, it didn't happen. But if you look at the whole concept of systematically important banks, the criteria basically is on the leverage ratio based on the Basel principles and the percentage of the GDP ratio there. However, SVB did not fall under that. So it's important to look at the criteria, especially I think there should be a criteria with more weightage on payments transactions. If a bank is undertaking critical and high value payments, it should be deemed as systematically important too. So there is a need to relook at the criteria by the RBI and also the regulators across.
And what about the risks from the exponential growth of the payments business? Fintechs have played a significant part here, and they have partnered with banks. Or what about the risk from supporting entities that enable payments, like the NPCI or even account aggregators?
These payment systems architecture is very critical. NPCI, CCIL, very, very critical in terms of supporting architecture. So I think we need to relook at that and what are the systems in place to ensure that there's no disruption.
In October 2010, the Financial Stability Board, or FSB, the body that monitors and makes recommendations on the global financial system, recommended that all member countries have a framework to reduce risks attributable to systemically important financial institutions, or SIFIs, in their jurisdictions. The Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, or BCBS, later came out with a framework in November 2011 for identifying the global SIBs, and its members to have a regulatory framework to deal with D-SIBs. It has been nearly a decade since the RBI came out with its D-SIBs framework. Perhaps the time has come to review it.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that led success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.